Hello, welcome to my dining table. This is my dining table. I could not find a very good place to film this because my desk in the room that I'm in was completely destroyed by my little brother who scribbled all over it. You do not need to see that. I do not need to see that while editing. So we are here at the dining table. It's messy, but it works. Better than my desk. Anyway, hi! Welcome to my second sketchbook tour. I am Soft Smiles, for those of you who don't know who I am. And for those of you who watched my first tour and read the description, you guys know how excited I was for this tour because if you can't already tell, well, actually you probably won't be able to tell, but you might be wondering, why are you showing us the back cover of your sketchbook? Well, I'll tell you. It's because this sketchbook tour is not your ordinary front to back flip through. I'm actually going to go from back to front. So this will be a backwards sketchbook tour. I'm not sure if anyone has already done this already. Maybe they have, but I came up with this idea pretty much right after I finished my first sketchbook last year, October. And I thought to myself, well, if someone has the same idea as me, then great minds think alike, I guess. But I don't know how I came up with this idea. I was like, what if I did a backwards sketchbook tour next time? And I start from the back and go to the front. Wouldn't that be really fun? And I thought it would be a fun idea. So here I am. So basically, the way I was going to do it originally was I was going to do everything backwards. So I would do an outro right now, then flip through it from the back. Then I would do here are the materials that I used. And then I would do the intro as last. But then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that's kind of confusing, right? Wouldn't it be kind of confusing? Not only for me, but for others? Maybe it wouldn't, but I didn't want to make it too difficult to understand. So I thought in the end, why don't I just structure it like a normal tour, but just the flipping part would be backwards, from the back to the front. So that's what I decided to do. What else was I gonna say? Sorry if the background here is kind of plain. I originally was planning on adding these guys to the frame, but then I realized if I open my sketchbook, they're gonna get in the way. You know what? I'll just leave them here for now. We'll see how it goes. If it gets in the way, it gets in the way. I might move them out later. Alright, without further ado, let us begin. For the materials that I used, I'm gonna link everything down below, but I'm not really gonna point out which ones I used for each individual sketch just to save time, unless it's really important, which I will explain later. But this ELO sketchbook, I will never get one again. Number one, has too many pages, which might be a good thing for some people, but for me, this took over a year to complete. I don't know, I kind of lost patience at the end. So I don't think I'm ever going to get another ELO sketchbook. Also, I didn't really like the quality of the paper. I know, people said some really good things about these ELO sketchbooks, but I don't know, the paper didn't really sit right with me. But overall, it was an okay sketchbook. If I had one, I would still use it, but it's not something that I would consciously choose to buy again. Anyway, it's already stuck on the plate. All right, let's begin. So here's the back cover I decorated. So these three are stickers that I got from a school club. I'm not part of these clubs, but they were selling these stickers and I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I got them. These two are from Amazon because I ordered this water bottle and it came with these decorative stickers. And I didn't want to put them in my water bottle, so I just put them here instead. Here is a Paimon sticker that my friend gave me for Christmas. This is the artist. I think, wow, look how cool this is. I don't know the term for it, but the rainbow thingy. These are not stickers, but these are actually washi tapes. If you guys know the webtoon Hooky, it's one of my favorite webtoons ever. And I got the first and second volume, the printed version, and the second volume, the pre-orders came with these washi tapes. And I was really lucky to get these. And they're amazing. they're so cute. Look at them. Please support this artist. She's absolutely amazing. She has a new webtoon out right now that I'm reading. Oh, so good. Okay, I should move on before I start rambling. Okay, so onto the quote-unquote first page. Because I already knew I was going to do a backwards sketchbook tour, I made this the hello page, when usually it's like supposed to be the goodbye page, since it's literally the last page. I'm not particularly proud of how I drew this, only because I rushed so much, because by the time I got to this point I was so close to the end. I was like, I gotta finish this today. I gotta finish the sketchbook today. It's been over a year. I'm so fed up. I want to move on. And so I did a really rough sketch, self portrait sketch of me. Then I thought it looked too bland, so I tried adding some color, but I think that kind of ruined it, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not too disappointed that it didn't turn out too well, but yeah, I was in a rush, so this doesn't look anything like me, by the way. So for these next 2 pages, if you guys don't know who these characters are, this is my OC Lillian, and this is my OC Camille. These 2 are sisters, and she's the oldest and she's the younger one. These are not official outfits that they're going to wear in the story that I am developing. I just took some inspiration from Pinterest, and kind of, drew them. If you guys know me from Instagram, you could see how their hair looks a little different than how I usually draw them, and that's because I tried playing around with a redesign for both of them. Am I gonna keep this hairstyle for them? I have no idea. I still have to see if I'd be comfortable drawing bigger curls for them, because their curls in the past were a lot more subtle, but I kind of made them a little bit fluffier, but we'll see. Here was a very like mindless sketching page that I just drew with Sharpie. The shapes were based on this next page right here. I used my Ohuhu alcohol brush markers to color shade the shoes, and then you know how like they bleed, and so I just kind of traced the shape of the bleed for all the shoes, and even like the negative space, I traced the shape of the negative space that was remaining, and then I just made little cat blobs from that. This one actually kind of looks like a mouse more than a cat, but it's okay. That was basically the whole purpose of this page, was trying to make use of the bleed from the previous page. Yeah, I thought this sketchbook would be able to hold the brush markers stronger, but I mean they all bled through, so I guess not. But anyway, here are the shoes that I was talking about. I decided to practice because even though I'm like kind of okay with drawing feet, in terms of like details on like shoes, I still haven't really gotten a strong grasp of, so I thought it'd be a good idea to practice. Here too is another like practicing page. I'm not really good with backgrounds, and that's like one of the goals of the sketchbook, so I decided to do like very quick these are not gesture drawings, very quick sketches of some backgrounds that I found from Pinterest. And yes, I don't know if I'm going too fast. I just don't want to take up too much time because this sketchbook has a lot of pages. For this next page, it's a lore page, so this is my main character, and this is like a very important moment in her story, and I'm not going to go too deep into it because that's very spoilery. You just have to know for now that this is a very important moment in her life. And these are dandelions, if you can't tell. These are also very important in that scene. But yeah, this is the same character, but this in a different form. So if you don't know, my main character Lillian, she has 3 different forms. This is her second form, called Mythical Lillian. and I tried redesigning her as a whole. I don't know, I think you'll see her old version later on in the sketchbook, but I was like, I kind of don't really like how she looks, so what if I change it up? And that's what I tried doing. I don't think I'm gonna keep this design though, because it didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to, but it was nice playing around, like, yeah. Oh my goodness. Alright, so now here are hand studies, because I still struggle with hands. I think over time I got more comfortable with drawing hands, but there are still moments where I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Not all of these hands look perfect either, like this one. I don't know what happened here, but I think it was really fun overall to still practice, even if I kind of cried on the inside while doing each one of them because they were kind of difficult. I really hope to do more of these in my new sketchbook because the practice is very much needed. Alright, so for these next pages, this is my OC Lavender. She's the very, 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 very first OC I ever created in my life. So I was in elementary school and that's when I created her. And so she holds a very special place in my heart. And I don't think I drew her in this sketchbook. I think these are the only 2 pages where I actually drew her in this entire sketchbook. Or maybe not, I don't know. I think so though. And so I decided to give her some love by, giving her some outfits. But yeah, this is her again. I was testing out my microns. If you remember from the last video, you guys know that I was using like these off-brand liners, right, that are not microns. I actually got microns this time, but the thing is I didn't buy them. My friends gave them to me actually. They were like, I have microns that I never use. I know how much you want them. Take them off my hands. And I was like, please. So I finally have my own microns. And I had these, and you could see throughout the sketchbook that I already used them, but the reason why I just put like the testing portion so like late into the sketchbook is just I completely forgot to until that point. Here's just me like testing it out. This is Lillian again with her hair down, and can you see the words from the glare? Lillian, if all the bad things never happened. Yeah, look how happy she looks. Don't be concerned. She's normally not, even in the story, she's not really like a depressed character. Actually, she kind of is. But you know what? I'm gonna stop right there before I make it sound worse for her. So this next page are chibis of 3 of my other characters. This is Mira, this is Mimi, and this is Milo. They're all siblings, but they're adopted. So these 2 are biologically sisters, but they're not related to him. But they are all adopted siblings. So they're part of one family. Here is an OC that is not part of Lillian's universe. Like these 3 are part of Lillian's universe, but she's not. Her name is Oleander. She is a character that I designed back in high school, and I want to do more with her because she also has a story, but I never really like developed it because I was so busy with Lillian. I still am, but hopefully one day I'll be able to work on her a little more, especially her design, because I still need to figure out what outfit would be her main design. This is Lillian's sister, Camille. I don't like how I drew her hair. I think I made it too curly for the way I wanted it to look. I think the thing with this sketchbook is there were a lot of more random sketches than there were in the last sketchbook, where I would just draw whatever comes to mind and then just move on. Whereas my old sketchbook, I put a little more thought into what I was going to put on each page. Here is Lillian again. I really like how this turned out. I was actually really happy with the way it turned out. I thought it looked kind of aesthetic. This is, can you see this? Actually, you can pause to read this and zoom in if it's too small to read, but this is just me trying to draw her in a dress. She's not a pants person. She's 100% a dress person, always wears dresses, never wears pants. Whereas her sister's the complete opposite, like she'll always wear pants but never wear dresses. All right, so here are her parents. This is my first time actually drawing her parents ever. Like Lily and Camille's parents, by the way. You can pause to read this if you want, but you don't have to. So that's her dad, and this is her mom. Hold on, the glare is kind of, yeah, there you go. That's her mom. But yeah, I think I need to draw them more. I need to learn how to draw adults more, because like middle-aged adults, because all I ever draw are like younger people, and that's that's not good. All right, this next page is Alex. He is the second main character to Lillian's story. He's part of the main trio. There's a main trio, and he had like slightly flatter hair in the past, and I thought, what would happen if I gave him fluffier hair? And so that's what I did. Am I gonna keep that? I have no idea. I don't really know if I like the way he looks in this sketch, but I think I'm just gonna play around more. Also, that's his pet bunny, Inoki. I think he's one of the three OCs in my story that's gonna have a pet. But yeah, sweetest little bunny ever. So this next page, I actually don't really like it, but it's supposed to be me talking to like a what if situation, like what if I had the ability to talk to my younger self from years past, like what would I say, what would we do? And then I just kind of took that idea and illustrated it. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really like how it turned out, but I think the concept is pretty interesting though. Like what would you do, what would you say if you were able to meet your past self? I thought it would be like a really happy moment. Like I would comfort her because she was going through like a rough time. I would tell her like all the good things that would happen, all the bad things that would happen, but overall like everything would be okay. And then yeah, I don't know, I think it'd be a really sweet moment. So here I really enjoyed the Sumeru Archon quest from Genshin. I thought it was really fun. I love the lore. So these are the two major characters in that quest, for those of you who already know. Wanderer's clothes are really tough to draw, but I think I had a lot of fun with this page. I like how I filled up most of the space. I was really proud of that. But yeah. Alright, more Genshin. If you guys know the fungi event, that was probably one of my favorite events ever. It reminded me a lot of Pokemon. Pokemon was my entire childhood, like I loved it. And so this was like, in a way, kind of nostalgic too. Like, you know, go fight the other mushrooms, you know. It was so cute, and I decided to draw every single mushroom that I had during that event, including other characters' mushrooms. So there's Twirly Whirly, and then there's like Miko's mushroom, and then all the other mushrooms. Fungi are really fun to draw, they're so cute. Oh, well, speaking of Genshin, Twirly Whirly, here's Layla. I was totally in love with her, oh, it's this cord. I was totally in love with her character design when she first came out, and so I decided to draw her. Her hair is probably my favorite part out of everything, because I just love the swirls. Like, isn't that so pretty? So pretty. Her character design is so pretty. I don't have her, unfortunately, but I just love her entire aesthetic. She's so beautiful. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so this page, as you can see, it bled so much. I wasn't sure if I wanted to draw anything on the back. You'll see that for a lot of the pages where I use alcohol markers, there's not really gonna be anything on the other side like here. And I know some of you might be like, yo, that's a waste of paper. Like, you should rip out a paper from like a notebook and like tape it on top and then draw something on top of it. I did consider doing that, but at this point, as you can see the date, what was it? It's like past like October-ish to October-ish to November. And I started this sketchbook October of 2021, and it's been over a year. So at this point, I was so desperate to finish this off that I decided to just skip these kinds of pages, which I do regret doing. But I mean, you can, I guess this count as artwork too, like the bleeding part. I don't know, kind of looks cool, right? No, okay. Oh, this is the original page. Pumpkin Girls. It took me so long I had to do this over a period of several days because I was so busy during that time. But do I even like how this turned out? No. But I think it was still fun, even if I don't really like the result of it, which is good, as long as I like the process. Here, this is one of the few times where I actually did make use of the bleed by just drawing clouds over it. Very low effort way to make up the page, because the other page right here is just me trying to play around with the markers, because I still haven't fully grasped how they work. Even though I've had these markers for a while, I don't use them as often, and so I don't really know how to blend them very well, as you can see. But I'm hoping with more use I'll be more comfortable and more experienced. So here, this is Lillian's story. The title of her story is 3 Wishes, so I was just trying to design a title for it if I were to ever turn it into like a webcomic or a webtoon. So this here is one of my favorites. I really like the aesthetic of it. I think there's a few more. I like this one, I think, or this one. Like, these two are also okay, but I think I still need to play around with it. I don't have like an official title design for the story yet, but I mean, it'll come at some point. All right, so here, this, I'm so sorry if you're not into horror. I'm not into horror either, but if this is too disturbing for you, you can skip through. But this page was inspired by a nightmare that I had, where I was in a haunted house, being chased by like a mob of dolls, of possessed dolls, and they were all trying to kill me. Then I entered a room, there was like this one doll, right? And I was like, oh shoot, I'm surrounded because there are dolls behind me, there's a doll in front of me, I'm screwed. But then that one doll was like, come on, I'll help you escape. And of course I didn't trust it, but at that point I had no other choice but to follow it, because I'd rather follow one doll than be chased by a whole mob of dolls. So I followed the doll, and she actually helped me escape. Sorry. And so I was kind of shook how, even though she was basically like one of them, like haunted and evil and stuff, like she actually helped me. And after I exited the house, I was like, come with me, but she's like, no, I have to stay with like my family and stuff. And so we parted ways, and it was like a really bittersweet moment. So I was inspired by that a lot, and so I decided to create a story out of it, where there's a haunted doll who all she wants to do is become friends with someone, but she doesn't know how to talk. So the only way she can communicate is through like these supernatural powers, like the exact powers that creep people out and like, you know, that people deem as like threatening or dangerous. So she's been through a lot. She's been through a lot of abuse because all the humans that she visited would like throw her out, run her over, like try to destroy her in every single way, when all she wanted to do was become friends with them. And then eventually she came across this one little girl called Winnie, and she's different because even though she was scared of her in the beginning, she realized that there was something different about this doll, where everything that this doll did never hurted her, never harmed her. And so that's how... Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice. Sorry. I woke up not too long ago, so my voice is still kind of... I think my voice is still kind of half asleep. Anyway, so she and the doll became friends that way. I'll post like a little screenshot of like the full story, probably right around now, just in case you want to know more. You can pause to read it if you want. But here also, her original name was Mira, as you can see, which was, where is she? Da, 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 da. Right here. But I decided to change her name because obviously, like, I created her before I created Mira, but after I created Mira, I was like, well, she needs a different name now. So yeah, that's basically what happened. This we could skip through. This is just for my own reference. It doesn't even turn out that good, but if I ever make like character sheets, it was supposed to be for that. Shrooms! Okay, these pages are so much fun. I was in a mushroom mood where I wanted to draw mushrooms, so I just googled like mushroom photos from the internet, and then I just drew all of them, all the ones that I found. I'm pretty sure most of these are poisonous, but they looked so cool, and so I decided to draw them. I don't know the names of any of these, but if you do, great, please share. I would love to know the names of all these mushrooms. I just kind of drew all the random ones that I found, the ones that looked cool. Here is Lillian, if a boba drink based on Lillian's design. I don't really like how this turned out, but most of this was just practice with the alcohol markers because I still wasn't used to it, so I decided to play around with that. This is a character from Fire Emblem for my friend who always bugs me about drawing him, so I decided to finally draw him for her. And it's good practice because I need to draw guys more. I only ever draw girls, which is a problem. This page we're definitely gonna skip because I was trying to mess around with my gouache paints, which I never touch, but yeah, unfortunately it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but I kept the tape. I thought the tape looked cool. Anyway, no more of that. Oh, no more of this either. I didn't like this page either. This is Jackson. He's the third character from the main trio in Lillian's story. I don't like how this turned out though, but okay, there you go. So these two this is Camille and this is her best friend Hitori. I thought of just drawing like a very funny, is this even funny? A very typical interaction between those two. They tease each other a lot, just like how best friends do. I really like drawing their interactions. It's really fun to draw these two together. But yeah, that's basically it. Oh my gosh, it's already been almost 30 minutes. Are we even halfway done with this? No, we're not. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry for dragging this out. Anyway, this is Lily and Alex. This was right around Halloween, or almost Halloween, and so I decided to draw a Halloween themed sketch where they would be in costume. So she's in a fairy costume, he's in a witch costume, and these apply to their story because she actually is supposed to be a fairy, a wingless fairy, so it works out for her. And then there's like in my story there's a town musical that he's a part of, and in that musical he's supposed to be the evil witch, so it fits perfectly for these two. And there's Floof. For those of you who don't know who Floof is, he is Lillian's little pet. He's so adorable. This is just a fire frog, one of the creatures that exist in their universe. Can you even see it? Yes, you can. And yeah. If you guys know the K-drama Extraordinary Attorney Woo, I love that series so much, and I decided to draw some of the characters. They don't look anything like the characters I was trying to draw, but I just love that drama so much. I was like, I have to draw them. Even if it doesn't turn out well, I have to draw them. And in the next page were the girls. I was like, I have to draw them, I have to. I love these characters so much. The story is so great. The romance was not that great, but I thought the romance was kind of rushed towards the beginning. The development was cute, but towards the beginning the romance was kind of rushed. But yeah, overall I really like it. I totally recommend it, this drama. So here are some more doodles of Lillian. See, this is what her hair used to look like. I forgot to point that out. Where over here, like, you see how her hair looks kind of different compared to this page right here. So yeah, I was like messing around with like the designs and stuff. This is Lily, not Lillian, Lily, and this is Clementine. These two OCs, you can find their users here, their creators, users here. Please follow them, please support them. They're both so amazing. I decided to feature them in my sketchbook because I love them so much. But please support. I love their OCs so much, and you guys should check them out. Okay, moving on. This is not a show-worthy page. I thought I was doing something here, then it turns out R&Rs are harder than I thought to draw. And so it turned out like a man. It looks like a 5th grader do this. You know what? It's okay. Pretend this page doesn't exist. All right, so this is Anya from Spy Family. I decided to draw like different hairstyles. Also, I was playing around with my microns and a hoo brush markers, but these top 2 turned out so bad that the bottom 2, I was like, let's not use the microns and let's not use any color. Let's just keep it grayscale. So that's what I did. Yeah, and then this next page, again, yeah, it's completely, yeah. Here's the original. Can you see the title? The title is Consumed by Loneliness. I decided to take a social concept and turn it into a human. So she's supposed to represent loneliness, where she's basically surrounded by nothing but herself. And yeah, she's like slowly breaking apart. She's all alone. And she's the only, like, everywhere she turns, it's just her, you know? So yeah. This is the Thorn Princess, none other than your, I really love her character design so much, so I decided to draw her. I digitized this too, which you might be able to check out on my Instagram page if you would like to. Here's more Spy Family angst. Don't ask me why they're crying. I was just in a mood to draw crying people. That sounded really weird. Don't take that the wrong way. Actually, I'm just gonna move on before I say something worse. So this next page is Lillian in an alternate universe. I don't know what that alternate universe would be, but this kind of gives off like, I don't want to say cottagecore vibes, but you know, somewhere along those lines. That's her sister, way back there. She's wearing a dress. I know, and I know I said that she doesn't like wearing dresses, but for the sake of this alternate universe, I guess she has to wear a dress. But yeah, that's basically it. There's Liv again, my little child. I took a drawing class this semester in my college, and this is my first time using charcoal, and this is sighting practice. And then here's a jug, but then here's the actual. This is supposed to be like a candle holder. Oh my goodness, can you even? Oh my goodness, I knocked down my mic. You cannot see this at all. Wow, okay. Well, this is supposed to be like the candlestick of like the charcoal version. I didn't finish it. You can see the bottom is like unfinished. But this is from my drawing class. It was supposed to be like practice and stuff, and I decided to include this in my sketchbook. So there's that. I'm so sorry you can't see the whole thing, but yeah. Here is the last time you will see gouache in the sketchbook. None of these other pages have gouache, which is really sad, but I just didn't really have the motivation to use it, because it's like kind of time consuming to like take everything out, use it, clean it, put it back, stuff like that. Here's like a little forest scene that I painted, with like flowers and such. There's my painting test page. This was really fun. It was really therapeutic. It was much better than my other gouache painting that we will not talk about anymore. So this is Lillian again. I was playing around with what her hair would look like if it was down, which I still haven't really figured out yet, but I don't really like how this page turned out. It was just me just playing around with the designs. Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit the camera. This is Toru Honda from Fruits Basket. I was really disappointed in how this turned out. I think this was the first time I used the microns in the sketchbook, but this looks like I traced from like straight from the internet. You know, like those drawings that are like so obviously traced from anime screenshots? That's what this looks like for me, and I was so disappointed. I was like, that's not how it's supposed to look like. Why does it look like that? But that's why I didn't line these two. I just left these two alone because I didn't want to ruin these two too. But overall, this whole page is like a collection of my favorite outfits that she wore. But I really love Toto with her wavy hair. Like, wow, she looks so pretty. She should have worn her hair wavy more often. But yeah. Alright, so this is probably one of my favorite pages. Not the favorite page, not the best page, but one of my favorites. This is Yoimiya, Little Klee. There's Kazuha, who's one of my favorite characters from Genshin. And this is the same character from Fire Emblem that I showed before for the same person. But yeah, it was so that I could convince her to do her homework, which she did in the end, so it was all worth it. Alright, so this, I'm not gonna go too in detail for this, but this is supposed to be a prototype for my graphic design final project. Yeah, it's supposed to be like accordion style, where basically we get like a random noun. For instance, my noun was glue, and then we have to like draw it out within 8 panels. So it could be like a story, or it could be like 8 representations of glue. I decided to go with a story, and yeah, this is basically like the rough draft of it. I don't have the final draft with me, but yeah, yep, that's what it is. And yeah, this is the planning page for that. So you can see like the characters and the thought process behind. Here's another graphic design project that I included in this, where I had to come up with 2 shapes and then make 2 patterns out of just those 2 shapes. I actually really like this one. I don't like this one, but it was really fun. I thought it was a fun assignment. So yeah. Here's another graphic design assignment called icon design, letter icons, where I'm assigned 3 random letters and 3 random objects. So for here, I got the letter Z and an octopus, so I had to combine those 2 together. This one, I got C and coffee, which I was really lucky about because that's so easy to do. And then for this one, I got R and toothbrush, so I had to somehow combine those 2 together. And this is the brainstorming page for all of that, so you can see like the different designs that I was considering for each of the letters. But yeah, that's basically it. Alright, here are just some paint cards that I took from Walmart because I thought the colors were really pretty. Oh my gosh, it's almost 40 minutes! Bruh, okay. So here's Lillian again in her 3 forms. Remember how I mentioned how she has 3 forms? So these are all the 3 forms. This is what her mythical form looked like her old version before I decided to redesign her. So on this page, I don't even know what I was gonna say before, but anyway, these are some of the female OCs that I have. If you remember Mira, Mimi, and then that little guy Milo, that's her mom. That's their mom. I don't have a name for her, but she's supposed to be the person who adopted all 3 of them, and she's super sweet. I need to draw her more because I really do love her character. This is Camille. Again, but wow, really flipping through from back to front and seeing your art get worse as time goes on. It's kind of was this really a good idea in the end? Yeah, this page is mostly desserts. I don't think I was feeling very motivated that night, and I didn't really know what to draw, so I just drew a bunch of food. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. So this page is, yeah, I think this page was when I moved back to campus after winter break to my college, and I was feeling very homesick, and so I thought that drawing would help distract me from that. But because my motivation was so low, these pages turned out absolutely horrendous. So but hey, at least in this page you get to see some of the animals that exist in Lillian's world. So yeah, you can see Floof again, you can see that little fire frog again, and a few other animals, but I wasn't feeling very motivated to draw. On this page was more hand studies, but like really bad hand studies. They turned out, why does this look like that? Okay, I'm not gonna make fun of my art. I was trying. I was trying. That's what matters. That's what matters, right? That's what matters. So this was actually a sketch for a reel that I was planning on making. If you guys recognize the words or the dialogue, that's the reel that I was planning for. Same for this page. This is for the New Year's reel that I posted last year. And that one kind of blew up, which I really did not expect it to. This is a Christmas present that I drew for one of my friends. He really likes Amber from Genshin Impact, so I drew her for him. And then for my other friend, I drew Zhao because she really likes Zhao. So those are 2 Christmas presents, and here are also more Christmas presents, but this time for my artist mutuals, or just my mutuals. So you can please check them out because none of these characters belong to me. They're all they're OCs. So there's Amber, right? This is Amber, yeah. This is Amber, and then there's more. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see their usernames so that you know who these beautiful characters belong to. But I drew all of these for Christmas last year, and I presented them as gifts for them. So here they are. I did not do holiday sketches this year for 2022, only because I was so busy. But I hope next year I'll be able to continue this tradition, because I've done this for 2 years now. This would have been my 3rd if I did it this year, but I didn't, so shame. More hand studies. Wow, these look so weird. Wow, what are these? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, E for effort. This is Albedo. The reason why I drew Albedo, the reason why it says redraw is because actually on the previous page, I drew Albedo, Eula, and Amber, but look how small he looks. Oh, sorry. Okay, look how small he looks. So I was like, no, I don't like that. For some reason, I don't like that. And so I decided to redeem myself and draw him a little better. This is the first time I used my Ahuhu at the alcohol markers. Can you tell I'm slowly losing my mind as I record this? But yeah, this is my first time using them. And I was really shocked to see how much it smudged with my pencil, and I was really disappointed. I was like, oh, why is it doing that? So then I thought I should use microns next time, but even with microns, at some point it kind of smudged, which I was also disappointed at. But I mean, what can you do? Here are the swatches, because I think this was the day that I got my microns. I mean, not my microns, my brush markers. I got the pastel set, so I decided to do little swatches of them. And look how pretty they all look. Oh, so pretty. And here's Floof. For those of you who don't know, I have a webtoon called Life of a Lotus. It's supposed to be like a slice of life webtoon that I just never touched, never took care of, basically abandoned. But I thought if I were to revamp it, I decided to draw some panels of what that might look like. Did I end up revamping that webtoon? No. Will I in the future? Perhaps, maybe. We'll see. So here what am I doing? Here is a scene from the story, like Lillian's story. This is supposed to be Jackson and Mimi. They're part of the town musical that I mentioned briefly earlier. So she's supposed to be the main character. He's supposed to be like quote unquote the love interest, but of the musical. But he's supposed to be like the scriptwriter, like the creator of the story, and the director is supposed to be her mom. You know, her mom, you know, like she was adopted. Like the mom is supposed to be the director, and the director found his story and was like, wow, we should turn this into a musical. And he's like, what the heck, I wrote that when I was 13, are you crazy? But they went with it. But the thing is, because he wrote it when he was 13, the story is so cringy that every actor, like all the actors are like is this real? Like, is this actually what's supposed to happen? Because it was so bad. But that's supposed to be like the comedic part of my story. Like, this whole town musical is supposed to be one of those comic relief moments. This is just for my own reference. It's supposed to be a drawing of Lillian's entire world in one page. So she is part of the Bluebell Kingdom, and she lives in Petal Village. And yeah, these are all like the kingdoms. So her story takes place in like a fairy tale-ish world, which is why they're like kingdoms and villages. This is supposed to be like a page that's supposed to go with this, so you can see like all the signs and stuff. And why does she look like that? Okay, I should not make fun of my past sketches. If you guys don't know the song, this is a song from Honeyworks, Watashi no Tenshi. And I really want to make an animatic for that song based on these two sisters. And I thought, oh, if I were to draw a cover, like a thumbnail art for it, what would it look like? And that's what I thought it would look like. Oh, I never mentioned her hands. Her hands are supposed to look like that. Don't worry. I'm not lazy. I mean, okay, I am lazy. She's cursed, so that's why her hands kind of look weird. Her hands are supposed to be made out of flower petals. But yeah, that's why her hands look like that. I completely forgot to mention that earlier. Oops, my bad. Alright, so here are more like little doodles that I drew. Nothing too much. I guess I was just bored. But yeah, here is another like animatic idea I had. The song is "It's Alright" by Mother, I believe. The artist is Mother. But yeah, this animatic I feel like would be the last animatic I would ever create for them, because it's like a big sum up of like the whole story. So there's a lot of spoilers and a lot of all that, so I'm putting that off. That's why I gave up on music. I think would be a really, really fitting song for Mira, because she's a musician, but she decided not to pursue it for reasons. In Your Spotlight is an animatic that I scrapped, that I will not create, but it's supposed to be starring Mimi. And then here, Someone Gets Hurt But the Reprise. I am planning on continuing or starting this animatic hopefully soon, because I think it's a really important moment in the story. And I think this song really represents that moment really well. And then here, She Used to Be Mine is another really good song for Lillian and her three forms. And I thought it'd be nice to draw that out too. And then here, Lovely Night, I already did this animatic. It's on my YouTube channel right now. Do you have to watch it? No. I'm not gonna force you to watch it. But I already did complete this animatic. It was really fun. Like I said, I love drawing these two. Like, their interactions, they're so fun. A Porcelain Face is something that I also finished this animatic, but this was like the first animatic I ever drew, so it's like kind of bad. But I did finish this, and it's supposed to be like Alex's background story, like his background, his backstory. These next few pages are supposed to be planning pages for an animatic that I did that's also up on my YouTube channel right now, called A Blind Date. So that's how these two originally met. These two met through a blind date. That's how they became friends, which is funny, because technically, like, in a stereotypical like cliche situation, they're supposed to fall in love, but they didn't. They're like, nah, ain't no way I'm dating this heck of a person. And so they just stayed friends, and then eventually they became best friends. That's the concept that I wanted to play out for this animatic. And yeah, here's me drawing all like the individual frames for that. Yeah. This is a Design an OC After You challenge. I think I also posted this on my Instagram. He reminds me a lot of Alex. But yeah, but he's cute. I still love him though. Alright, so this is supposed to be like a spoiler page, but I don't really care at this point. Remember how I mentioned how Lillian is supposed to be cursed? She's cursed 3 times. I'm not going to go into detail what each of those curses are, because it might look kind of self-explanatory, except for this one. This one's like, what in the world was she cursed with? There's like, I don't see anything that's like sticking out. That's on purpose. It's not supposed to stick out. This is a scrapped idea that I had. I originally was going to do like like a two sides of the same coin, kind of like a two-faced concept for all of my OCs. So for Lillian, she's like selfless, but she's also selfish. And then I would play around with that concept for like all my other OCs, but then I thought that was too much work, so I decided not to do it. This one is the main trio together. Look at them. I don't know how I feel about these outfits that I drew for them, but I didn't really know what else to put on them. I could have put their main outfits on them, but I'm like, nah, I want to change it up. Oh, we're almost at the end, or the beginning. This is, oops, I hit the camera once more, my bad. This is a hooky scene. I think this was the day or around that time where I received the first volume, like the printed version. I was so excited that I decided to draw one of my favorite scenes from that book, which was the dance between the princess and Nico. I really love their friendship, which is why I drew these two together. Like, they had such a good friendship, and I love like platonic relationships in any story. And I thought I thought it was such a sweet moment, so I decided to draw them together. Oh my goodness, we made it! Wow, that took forever. I'm so sorry. This is welcome to my goodbye page that I drew like over a year ago. Yeah, so this is my goodbye page, me saying goodbye to everyone. These are my pets. This is my persona. These are my pets. This is Angel Carrot. This is Matcha Bunny. That's S'mores. My three precious pets. Wow, we made it! Wow, I'm so tired. Oh man, well, here it is. I finished this right before New Year's. That's why I was rushing, because I was like, I don't want to finish this 2023. So that's why I rushed so much towards the end. That's why the hello page looks that's why the hello page looks kind of weird. But yeah, I can't believe it took me this long. These are the goals that I tried to accomplish, which I think I covered most of them, if not all of them. Like, I tackled all of these at some point. But yeah, oh, we made it. Oh, I'm so sorry for dragging this out so long. Wow. Well, that's done. Hello to the cover. Why did I say it like that? If you guys don't remember what my other sketchbook looks like, I don't have it with me, but my first sketchbook has like this galaxy. It had the glow in the dark, the glow in the dark stickers, the stars, like the star stickers that glow in the dark, and it had like this outer space theme. This is like kind of going off of that. I kind of wanted to create like a story through each of my sketchbook covers. So like the first one starts really broad in outer space. The second one, you can still see like the stars, outer space, but it's like slowly moving down to Earth, right? So here's like the night sky with the stars, and then here's like the forest. And I'm hoping that my next sketchbook will go even further into that, where I maybe I'll zoom in into the forest more, and like the inside of a forest, and then the next sketchbook after that would like continue. It would like move along like Earth and see like the different landscapes and stuff. Yeah, I thought it was a cool concept that I wanted to play around with, so that's what I did. So each of my sketchbooks is gonna be like a continuation of the previous, like in terms of like the cover. That's the concept that I wanted to play around with. But yeah, that is it. Wow. All right, we made it. Thank you everyone for sticking by till the end of this video. I'm so glad that I didn't like chase you guys away. Or maybe I did. I don't know what percentage of you is sticking by to the very end of this video, because it's so long. I didn't mean for it to take this long, but I mean it did. But I really am grateful that you guys were able to, or hopefully enjoyed, at least one or two parts of this tour. For my next sketchbook tour, I am planning on doing something unique again, where for this sketchbook, I started drawing from the front page to the back, but you know how I like started filming from the back to the front? For my next sketchbook, what I'm planning on doing is, I'm planning on starting to draw from the back and then go to the front. So the front would be my actually last page. Kind of like those, you know, like those manga books where you have to like start from the back, and then you know, like the first page would be like right here. That's what I plan on doing, where I would start drawing from the back and then move to the front, and then when I film it I would start from the front, like a typical, like your normal sketchbook tour. I don't know if you guys understood any of what I just said, but that's my plan for my next sketchbook tour, and I'm really excited for that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to see that too. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed watching my art progressively get worse because I started from the back and moved all the way to the front where all my old artwork is. But yeah, if you guys want to try out this idea too, I recommend it. It was really fun. It's like different, and that's why it's fun. Well, have a good day. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. I don't know when the next sketchbook tour is gonna come out, but hopefully not after a year. All right, goodbye.